Everyone have been wanting me to check this video, and I couldn't wait. Apparently, the Turtle WoW team is making their own MMO. Now, we kind of knew about that, but for some reason, they actually came out with some concept art. Now, it can be anything, but it can also be nothing. Let's wait and see.
The team behind Turtle
I'm
WoW
excited.
just published the first real look at the game they're making now. Their
Oh, it's
first
sorta.
blog post went live today, and we finally get to see some of the actual world. The races, the places, and the thinking behind all of it. Now, a lot of people assumed this team would go away and quietly rebuild Turtle under a different name. Something safe and familiar with the numbers changed. Then they opened their very first blog post with a race of towering elephants who pray to the stars. So I think we can put that theory to bed. If you've got thoughts on this one, get in the comments. If you want more of this kind of thing, subscribing and liking the video is the
That's
easiest way
interesting.
to catch the next one.
I mean, elephant people. Okay.
Quick recap for anyone who missed it. Turtle WoW went dark on the 15th of May this year after a lawsuit and a settlement. Less than a month later, the team came back and said they weren't finished. They formed a studio called Moonwhisper Games, and they're building an original MMO with their own world, their own story, and their own IP, with nothing borrowed from anybody.
And we do know that they have some sort of experience with Unreal Engine 5. So I'm pretty sure that's like going to be their engine, right? They just like all the dots kind of connect there.
They've also been clearing the old emulation channels out of the Turtle Discord and turning it into the studio's home for whatever comes next.
Interesting.
Okay, the game itself. The first playable race they've shown is called the Mastari, and they're elephant people, towering, long-lived, deeply spiritual, and described as sages and scholars rather than warriors.
So instead of cows, you went with elephants. Okay, I can dig that. I like elephants. They're really dope.
They wander the southern deserts as nomads, and their whole culture is built around the stars. They pray to them, and the magic they use is celestial magic pulled out of the night sky. So the opening race of this world is a herd of scholars wandering around the desert. Nature put elephants near water for a reason. And these ones went the other way. And have a look at the art while I'm going through this. There's one picture with these massive stone pillars standing out in the desert. And down at the bottom of the frame there's a rider on some kind of mount. You can barely find them, they're a speck against the whole thing. So the world looks huge and the people in it look tiny. That always works on me. The detail worth pointing out is how their society holds together. Mastari tribes treat kinship as something much bigger than blood. So you're family because you were chosen rather than because you were born into it. And the unwritten law that protects that bond is called the blood feud, which is a bold name for the rule that says we love each other.
Huh. Okay.
Their homeland is called Masteron, and it sounds brutal. Endless dunes with terracotta mountains breaking up the horizon, the ocean glittering somewhere off to the west, burning heat all day and freezing cold at night. They've got a capital city too, called Mustakar, and that's where the conflict comes in. The Mastari are split down the middle. You've got the sage viziers sitting comfortably in the city, and the nomadic shaman still out in the sand, and neither side agrees on which way their people should go next. That argument goes all the way back to their golden age, a stretch where they got rich and clever, and then watched the whole thing collapse into famine.
Just build a giant city. There you go. I solved the problem for you. You don't have to be a nomad. Just like literally like use bricks and like stuff and like build it. Easy.
These two groups have been having the same argument for 1,000 years and getting nowhere, which might be the most realistic thing in the whole blog post. Then there's the bonus race, and this one is stranger. The Tarmund aren't playable, they're the traveling merchants of this world, and
What
they're
is
marmot
that?
people, short, stout, welcome pretty much everywhere, turning up in villages and cities and lonely roadside inns with packs full of odd goods and a story ready for any occasion.
Okay, that's funny. Clearly a lot of inspiration from World of Warcraft. They're like the Tuskar. I always love the Tuskar. So that's cool. I actually like that concept. It looks very funny. It's good.
Their whole culture runs on trade. Every single Tarmund eventually sets out on something called the Merchant's Way, which sends them wandering the world for a reason only their own kind understands. They carry news between kingdoms
like
as they
money.
go, so they're the closest thing this world has to a working information network. They're also secretive. The Tarmund will happily talk all night about everywhere they've been, and never once mention where they came from. Nobody knows where these people live. So they'll tell you everywhere they've been, but not one of them will tell you where home is.
Huh. What they promise.
Then they laid out 4 pillars for how they want this game to work. And if you've spent any time around private servers, they read like a list of everything people complain about in modern MMOs. First one is community. They want a world built to push players together, where the memories worth keeping are the ones you made with other people. Second is your character. They said your character should be a person living in the world, someone you grow attached to rather than a menu of numbers you tune. Which is a very polite way of saying they've met us. Most of us have picked a spec off a tier list at some point instead of picking the one we actually liked. Third one is no fear of missing out. No seasonal content, nothing limited time that punishes you for stepping away for a few months. The way they put it, the world will wait for you, and your time in it should never feel like an obligation.
You can say a lot of things about the Turtle WoW team, and I'm not saying like you should trust them or whatever. For me, it's like I'll see it when when it's ready, and we'll judge it then. I'm not like getting my hopes up or anything like that. But if there's one thing you can truly say about them is that they understand the players. They do get it, because if you play Turtle WoW, you know that it was fantastic. So they do kind of get what makes the old MMO player tick, and I hope it will carry over to their new game.
Worth thinking about if you've ever logged in on a Sunday night purely because a weekly reset was coming. Fourth is choice that actually means something, enough freedom to become who you want to be out there, without the world losing the shape that makes it feel real. The overall direction is old-fashioned Western fantasy, the grail, the sword and the stone, someone riding off toward a place nobody has mapped yet. They're chasing the feeling those old stories used to have.
What they hired for.
There's a careers page on the site as well, and it's worth a look for what it gives away. They listed 3 roles, an art director, a concept artist, and a composer. Every single one.
So they're probably not going to use AI. Okay, that's good. I was afraid they were going to use AI for everything. I was afraid. That's what usually like private server people do. I guess since they're going like all in for this, yeah, they do want to hire like full time too. Which is remote, obviously, like every job is remote. So I guess like core development they're going to leave to their own homies just to be safe or something. Concept artist, good. Composer, that is amazing. That's actually a very, very important one. In case you don't know, Blizzard used to work with like 5 different composers, I think on TBC. And after that, too. It's so good. It's so good. Look, music is the most important thing in an MMORPG, and I think a lot of people don't give it enough credit. It just completely sets the entire mood for you. And even if you don't remember it or know it by name, it still's in there. It lingers. And that's the important part. It just completely sets the tone. Yeah, I'm curious about the new game. Exactly. I wonder if they can make tab targeting combat as good as WoW has. That's the thing, right? It's going to be Unreal Engine. It's going to be 100% an Unreal Engine project because they're already known to be working on this with the WoW stuff, and it was cancelled, so they're probably converting some of the assets and just taking their knowledge and making their own game now. And I don't know if they'll be able to pull it off. It's very difficult to tell. Like MMORPGs, even on Unreal Engine, which is an engine that does not belong to them, it's a lot of money. It's a time sink, it's a huge investment. We're probably not going to even see anything in like the next 4 years.
Now says applications closed. If you were about to go and polish your portfolio, they've already shut that door. They put the jobs up and filled them before most people noticed the studio existed. The interesting part is which roles they went looking for: art direction, concept, art, and music, with no gameplay programmers anywhere on the list. That lines up exactly with a blog post full of lore and nothing playable in it. They're still working out what this world looks like and sounds like. And these are serious postings. The art director job asks for 5 years in game art, with 2 of those leading a team, a proper portfolio, and the usual industry software. All 3 ask for Unreal Engine experience, which is the first real clue about what they're building this thing in.
Of course.
There's one detail in there that'll land for anyone who played Turtle. That server ran a 24-hour radio station with actual DJs in it.
Yes.
Now the same people are paying somebody to write an original.
And it was the best radio on planet Earth. Man, if Blizzard don't copy that, I don't know what I'm doing. My best memories from Turtle WoW was gaming at night, no streaming whatsoever, just like chilling. Just chilling, and I'm making videos, not talking about the game, just playing it and immersing myself with the Everlook radio. It was the best feeling in the entire world, and it will never come back. I know that Blizzard isn't capable of pulling that, even though they have all the funds, they have all the means, and they have all the money to even put copyrighted music in it. So they don't really care about that. It's just that they don't care about the players. That's why. They'll never make a GTA style radio like the Everlook radio was. And to be fair, the Everlook radio did like had a ton of copyrighted songs because it was pirated, so I'm not talking about that, but Blizzard can do all of the funny the funny plays in between, like the fake ads with the goblin and like the merchants and all that. Like it was hilarious. Like these things were the most beautiful and funniest thing to listen to. And the fake podcast, of course, like this. They should just do that. You don't even need the music.
Score for a world they own. So that's the first chapter, and it is very early. There's no gameplay in any of this. They haven't shown combat or systems or anybody playing, and there's no release window either. The game doesn't even have a name yet.
It literally just began. Of course, it's just a nothing burger. It's just like concept. That's it. And that's good. Like the concept looks okay. Like look half decent, but never get your hopes up. Like this can go either way, really.
What it
may
has
not
is
exist
an
at all.
elephant, a marmot, and a desert, and that is honestly where we are. Back in May, the team said themselves that they know this is an enormous
Just hope
job,
and a dream.
and they're under no illusion about how hard it's going to be. Building an MMO has eaten studios with far more money than these people have, and they know it. But as a moment for this scene, it's a strange one. A team gets shut down by a lawsuit in May, and by July they're publishing lore about elephant nomads praying to the stars in a desert nobody can take away from them. So I want to hear where the rest of you land. Are you going to follow this one, or does a brand new MMO from a private server team sound like a stretch too far? And Turtle players, I want yours especially. Does this feel like your people carrying on somewhere else, or does it feel like something completely different?
What do you mean your people? But yeah, I don't know. I'm just listen, for me, until I see something solid, I can't really judge that. Two big trunks? Like, yeah, true. But I can't really judge this. I think what Turtle WoW realistically is going to be doing, they're going to reach a certain point where they have enough for like a very, very basic version of the game, and then they're going to use Kickstarter. I really think that that's what they're going to do. I wouldn't blame them, because they will need the crowdfunding. They can't make this on their own unless they're all gonna work for free for like 6 years at the very least, which I highly doubt. But they are going to ask for funding one way or the other. And whenever it goes to the funding phase, they will find people, because even after the entire Ashes of Creation debacle that happened, people are still Delulu, and they'll throw money at every single thing that kind of looks like and resemble an MMO. But I really hope they would do something good with it. I won't be paying for it, even though I love Turtle. I'm not trusting any Kickstarter MMO. I never have, and that saved me a ton of money in desperation in the long run. So I'm just going to continue to do so. But yeah, I wish them all the best. I truly wish them all the best. My boy, congrats 5K subscribers. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you. I wish you'd have more people in chat. I don't know what happened today. Yesterday and the day before that, we had like 40 people in chat. I think we had like 50 overall. Nowadays, we have like 10. I don't know. I think the heat wave in the EU kind of just destroyed everybody. But anyway, well, it is what it is. Just let's have hope for my channel and Turtle WoW.